Imagine if sending money to a friend in another country was as easy and as cheap as sending a text message. No banks, no waiting 3 days, and no ridiculous fees. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, that dream is starting to come true. It's called DeFi, short for Decentralized Finance. Hi everyone, my name is Cryptosaur, and in this video, we're breaking it all down in a super simple, playful way. No tech jargon, no confusing graphs, just clear, fun explanations. We're answering the big questions. What exactly is DeFi? Why is everyone talking about it? And how might it actually change the way we use money forever? Let's start by looking at the old school way of doing things. Let's say you want to buy a coffee, transfer money to a friend, or take out a loan. In today's world, what do? You go through a bank, right? Or maybe a payment app like PayPal or Venmo. But guess what? They're all middlemen. Think of them like toll booths on a road. Every time you try to do something with your money, they slow things down and take a little fee. For example, sending money internationally could take 3 to 5 business days. Want a loan? You need a good credit score, a ton of paperwork, and maybe even a suit. Making a payment? That's a 2.9% fee. Thank you very much. These middlemen are like the gatekeepers of your money. They sit in the middle, make the rules, and charge you to play. Why it's a problem? Now, let's be clear. Banks and financial institutions aren't evil. They've helped billions of people, but they're also old. Like your grandpa's corduroy pants old. They're built on systems that haven't changed much since the 1970s. They're slow, expensive, and in many places, just unavailable. In fact, over 1.7 billion people in the world don't even have a bank account. That's like if everyone in China and the United States couldn't use money digitally. And even for people who do have access, banks can block transactions, freeze accounts, or deny you a loan just because a computer says nope. So, what if we could build a system that works without those middlemen? One that's open 24/7, doesn't care about your background, and runs on code instead of people? Welcome to DeFi. So far, we've seen that traditional finance relies heavily on middlemen, banks, apps, and institutions that control how we use money. That system works, but it's slow, expensive, and not available to everyone. Next up, we'll dive into how DeFi flips this whole system on its head, and how it actually works using just code, computers, and crypto. Ready? Let's keep going. Okay, so DeFi stands for Decentralized Finance. But what does that actually mean? Well, imagine a world where you don't need a bank to store your money, or a loan officer to lend you cash, or a stockbroker to invest. Instead, you use apps that run on the blockchain, which is basically a giant global computer network that no single person or company controls. It's like replacing a whole office full of bankers with a vending machine. You walk up to the vending machine, which is just an app, press a few buttons, and boom. Loan granted, payment sent, interest earned. No manager to approve it. No paperwork. No waiting. These vending machines are actually called smart contracts. They're bits of code that live on the blockchain and automatically do what they're programmed to do. Let's break it down with some real-life examples. Lending and borrowing. On DeFi platforms like Aave or Compound, you can lend your crypto and earn interest, or borrow crypto by putting up collateral, just like pawning something valuable, but digital. It's like being your own bank. You're not waiting for approval. You just interact with the code. Trading. Want to trade cryptocurrencies? Instead of going through a stock exchange or a broker, you use a DEX, a decentralized exchange, like Uniswap. It works kind of like a farmer's market. You bring your tokens, someone else brings theirs, and the smart contract makes the trade happen instantly. No middleman. No KYC, no delays. Saving and earning. With DeFi, You can put your crypto into something called a liquidity pool and earn fees every time someone uses it to make a trade. It's kind of like putting your money into a community piggy bank, and every time someone dips in, you get a slice of the action. So, is it safe? Great question. DeFi is built on code, and while code doesn't lie, it can have bugs. And since it's decentralized, there's no customer support hotline when things go wrong. Also, prices in crypto can swing wildly. One day you're earning sweet interest, the next, your token dropped 50%. So yes, DeFi is powerful, but it comes with risks. It's kind of like skydiving. Amazing experience, but you better double check your parachute. So now, DeFi is like replacing banks with code. You can lend, borrow, trade, and earn, all without a middleman. It runs 24/7, doesn't care where you're from, and it's open to anyone with an internet connection. Next up, we'll explore the big picture. Why DeFi matters, where it's heading, and whether this is really the future of finance. So now you might be wondering, why all the hype? Why are people so excited about DeFi? Well, imagine a world where a 14-year-old in Kenya can earn interest on her savings just like a banker in New York. A farmer in India can get a loan without begging a bank. You can invest, save, borrow, and trade whenever you want, wherever you are, using just your phone. DeFi is about financial freedom. It's about giving power back to the people. No banks, no borders, just code and access. And the best part? It's not a future dream. It's happening right now. DeFi apps are already managing billions of dollars, and people all over the world are using them, not just to speculate, but to actually manage their financial lives. Let's keep it real, though. DeFi isn't perfect. It's still very new. Think of it like the early days of the internet. Exciting, but a little messy. There are scams. There are hacks. And because no one is in charge, if you mess up or lose your password, there's no forgot my PIN button. Also, DeFi still relies heavily on crypto, and crypto can be as stable as a roller coaster in a thunderstorm. Prices jump up and down like a toddler on a sugar high. So while DeFi has amazing potential, it's important to approach it with curiosity and caution. Even with the risks, the momentum behind DeFi is real. Big brains from around the world are building better platforms. Governments are watching closely, and some traditional banks are even experimenting with DeFi tech. In the future, we might see a blend of old and new, where your local bank uses DeFi behind the scenes, or where your paycheck goes straight into a smart contract that manages your savings automatically. Kind of like having a financial robot butler. The big idea is this: DeFi could create a more open, fair, and global financial system. One that works for everyone, not just the wealthy or the well-connected. All right, let's zoom out for a final recap. Traditional finance is full of middlemen. DeFi removes the middlemen using code on the blockchain. You can lend, borrow, save, and trade anytime, anywhere. It's powerful, exciting, and still growing fast. If you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more beginner-friendly crypto explainers. And in the next video, we'll talk about how does Ethereum mining work after switching to proof of stake. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the future of finance.